When I tell people I lost over 120 pounds, the first thing they usually ask is, what's your secret? And here's the thing. I didn't overhaul my diet. I didn't hit the gym. I didn't even stop eating the foods I love. And no, I didn't take some magical pill or follow a new trendy weight loss program. What I did was so simple, yet so life-changing, that I'm surprised more people don't talk about it. But before we dive into that, let me take you back to where it all started. I weighed about 330 pounds. And for most of my adult life, I always thought of myself as the big guy, someone who would always be like that. I wouldn't say I was unhappy, but I also wouldn't say I was fully comfortable in my own skin. When I looked in the mirror, I'd think, yeah, you're a little overweight, but you kind of look all right. I didn't obsess over it, but deep down, I knew I wanted to change. But one of the problems was I had tried before. I remember doing Jenny Craig, weighing in once a week. But the rest of the week, I was pigging out for like 4 or 5 days, only then to fast for 2 to 3 days before the weigh-in, just so the woman at the counter would say that I was doing a good job. Man, my freezer was packed with so many of Jenny Craig's frozen meals that I just didn't eat because I was still going to KFC and McDonald's. And in another attempt, I thought, I'm going to get those light and easy meals. Nice and simple. They deliver them to my door, I'll eat them, everything will be great. Problem was, I'd eat them at work, so I looked disciplined and everybody at work would go, oh, the big fella's trying to do something about his weight. Good on him. And then on the way home, well, guess what? Yep, again, I was still stopping at every drive-through, KFC being my favourite. It got to work out a lot. I even joined a gym with my workmates, to show that I was serious about getting fit. But really, it was all just for show. Most of the time, I felt like that I was a fraud and I was lying to everybody. I was now trapped in a cycle of guilt. Then one day, everything changed. That May 31st in the doctor's office, when he told me, if you don't make some serious changes, you're going to lose your foot. Those words are devastating. I was panicking, I was worried, I was pissed off. A whole bunch of emotions were welling up inside me when he told me that. But I was also determined because I knew that I couldn't keep living like this. Change had to be made. If you want to hear more about that wake-up call, check out my video. The doctor said I'd lose my foot, because it's a big part of this journey as well. So this is where things started to click. I realized my life wasn't going to change until I changed how I thought about myself. And that came from a story that I remembered about Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I remember something about him healing his body after a terrible bike crash, simply by changing his mindset and the way that he spoke. So I started researching. I started watching and reading as much as I could find on mindset. And I came to the realization, I can change my life by changing the way I think about myself and my health. The first thing that I needed to change was I needed to speak differently to others and, more importantly, to myself. I stopped telling people I was on a diet. And when people would ask if I was on a diet, I'd just flat out say, no, I'm not. And to myself, I started repeating phrases like, I'm enjoying my life and the weight is dropping off. This is easy, because we're programmed to think that weight loss is hard. And that's why we need all these professionals to help us, the pills, the diet drinks, everything like that. So we're subconsciously programmed just to think that weight loss is hard. So I needed to change that. So I started saying, this is easy. The weight is dropping off. I'm enjoying life. Over and over and over again. I just kept repeating it to myself. Changing how I spoke about it helped me shift from feeling like I was forcing myself to lose weight to genuinely enjoying the process of becoming healthier. I also stopped making food the enemy, because for years we've been taught some foods are good for you, some foods are bad for you, eat more of this, less of this. Fast food's no good for you. Sodas are no good for you. Ice cream, cake, chocolate, all bad. Good salads, good vegetables, good water. But that doesn't help us people that are trying to lose weight. We know that you've told us that they're bad, but we love them. They're our foods. That's what we eat. Now you're telling me I can't have what I love. And then you are in a constant flux of resistance because I don't want to give up my hamburgers. I don't want to give up my chocolate cake. I don't want to drink water. I like Pepsi. Instead of seeing foods as good as bad, I started to not even think about foods like that at all. I started saying, my body takes what it needs and the rest goes away. I don't care where it goes, but it's not welcome here. I just had fun with it. I kind of made it like a joke and enjoyed it, laughing at myself, laughing at what I was saying. I made it fun. And the amazing thing is, my body started wanting different foods. I was no longer craving Big Macs and fries. I started eating more vegetables and salads and lean meats, and I was loving it. But don't get me wrong, I still love a good zinger burger, but it no longer calls my name every day. I don't think about it all the time. I don't think, what do I want for lunch today? Do I want KFC or McDonald's? Just every now and again, I'll be like, I wouldn't mind a Colonel burger. I'm going there. Or, as my US friends will call it, a sandwich. And I'll go and get one, all without guilt. Because it's not good, it's not bad, it just is. Food has no power over me. And I don't miss out. I just don't think that way anymore. Nearly every health expert will tell you that exercise is good for you. But I've hated exercising ever since I stopped playing sport. I just didn't see the point of it, and I told myself I hated it. I hate the gym, and I haven't stepped foot in one in over 20 years. But I still knew that I had to move my body. So I needed to find something that I was going to enjoy. And for me, it was walking. I found pleasure and joy in walking. Even if it's just around my street, I can get to look at houses and people's gardens and just be happy with that. If I'm out in nature, I get to hear the birds and hear the trees and feel the gravel under my feet. I just took simple pleasures in small things. I'm not forcing myself to go to the gym. I'm not forcing myself to do any other things. I just do the things I love. I actually love swimming. I now live very close to the beach, so I go for a swim in the Mediterranean Sea whenever I feel like it. I'll go out there and swim the buoys. It's great. I love it. And because I'm having so much fun with it, the weight just started falling off. And I didn't diet. I didn't force myself to exercise. I simply changed how I thought and spoke about myself, my body, and my health. I still eat what I want. I still enjoy a zinger burger. I still eat ice cream. But now I eat them without guilt. I eat them because I enjoy them, not because I'm trying to fill some emotional void or some cheat day snack. I still have cravings. And when I do have those cravings, but I don't deny myself, because the moment you start denying yourself, the stronger those pulls will be, and then you really will have a blowout. And then you'll probably feel guilty about it. But my habits changed, and that was fairly naturally and without much effort at all. So weight loss does not have to be hard. It isn't about diets or workouts. It's about changing the way you think. When you stop hating yourself, you start making decisions from a place of love and not self-loathing. When you stop seeing food as the enemy and start seeing it as a fuel, when you stop seeing exercise as a punishment and start seeing it as a joy, and when you can do that, the weight will take care of itself. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.